Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, and today we are going to unbox and build the Jazz Club set, which just came out today. It's set number 10312. It has 2,899 pieces and 8 minifigures. And yes, we experienced some technical difficulty. I started without you, not intentionally, but just because technical difficulties, and here we are. We've got this going. I started bag one because of technical difficulties, and I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Again, just a little bit of humor, how life is sometimes. But I'm very happy to have this set. It was quite the adventure to get here. And hello, Greg. How you doing? Hello, Mrs. Chip. Just to tell you about my adventure a little bit, I live in southeastern Idaho, and I was going to be... From my house to the Lego store is about 2 hours. So there's already a jog down there. And hello, how you doing, Hatch? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. And so 2 hours away is already a nice jog. And I was going to be down about an hour and 20 minutes away towards the Lego store last night anyway, because my sister had a little get-together at her house, and so did my friend Jim, and they literally live about 5 minutes away from each other. I went down to my friend's house, Jim, then I went to my sister's house for a little bit, hung out, played some games, and they were doing some drinking. I didn't, but it's always fun to be the sober one in the room. Anyway, good times. And then after that, we went over to back to my friend Jim's. Spent the night rather than drive back up here just to turn around to go to the Lego store the next day. And we went to the Lego store this morning. And at the Lego store, it was quite the adventure because we got there later than I wanted to. That's my fault. I couldn't shut my trap. I was talking to my friend and his wife. So that's how that went. We left late. We got there, and boy, the line was long. So I thought to myself, I'm not sure if I'm going to get one, but I got there and they had it. So grateful for that. Grateful it all worked out. So yeah, and I got the Skyline too. Yes, I got quite a bit of Lego this last little trip. So I'm going to have to do a haul video. In addition to buying Lego, Mrs. Chip and I have hit some Home Depots, and we bought some insulation and some electrical wiring, and a couple other things needed for the shop. So you're going to see my video slow down for a bit, and that's because I need the time to work on the shop. I really want to get the shop done, or at least to a point where it's comfortable out there, so that I can do some live streams and start building my city again. The city is my favorite part of doing all this. I'll still do product reviews, but not as many. And I'll still do builds like this, but not as many. But I want to get to that point where I'm building. And we bought some materials, so hopefully we can get some time here in the next day or two to put that together. But I've got a very busy schedule, especially because Mrs. Chip is only going to be here for a few more days. And then she's being hauled off to South Korea. And that's going to put a big damper on my plans, because doing a lot of things on that shop requires 2 people, not 1. So we'll get as far as we can together, and then we'll part ways for a little bit, and I'll have to find some other help from another source, and hopefully you'll keep going. So, and Happy New Year to you, Mrs. Chip. I really hope that for everyone that 2023 is better than 2020, 2021, and 2022, because we all know that's been a difficult time for many. And I do hope that we have turned the corner, and I hope 2023 is better for everyone. So anyway, I got to speak to my granddaughter the last couple days and stuff. I have to back order the Nissan Skyline because all my stores don't have it for a while. Dang, man. Well, hopefully you can get it soon. I know that I think it was a Nissan Skyline. I think I was able to get that one at the Lego store. I have to check my bag, but I'm pretty sure I did. It was one of the Speed Champions, and just as soon as I picked it up, there was only one left behind it, and the guy next to me immediately picked it up after I picked up my copy of it. And then I heard when I was at the register checking out, somebody asked, "Hey, is there any more?" And they're like, "Nope, we're out now." So popular set, Greg, and I can see why. I think it's awesome. Of course, I'm a fan of the Speed Champions in general. I think that they give the Lego minifigures some class when it comes to the cityscape, giving them nice fancy cars like Lamborghinis and other cars like that and such. So I think it's pretty good. Oh boy, I keep wanting to throw pieces down and they don't belong. So let's stick the instructions, Mr. Chip. Can't wait for March the rest. Yes, I agree. I think that, well, I haven't seen, of course, they don't pre-release too far in advance any pictures, but if they keep coming out with the caliber of sets they have been coming out with, I would say we're in for a good year when it comes to Lego releases. And I appreciate the little things you sent me, Greg, with the new pieces that are in the new sets. They got a new wheel well, new chassis, and a new 1x1 brick modified that allows a lot of flexibility in building. I imagine that's going to be an expensive piece on Bricklink for a while, that 1x1. So I appreciate you sending me that. I do try to watch everything and answer all my DMs. Let's see, we got this and this. Okay. So, Greg, how was your new year? And I don't know, are you the type that makes resolutions? I used to make resolutions, and I didn't do it this year. I'm probably still going to make a few resolutions, but it's going to be a few because I just can't. I've got so many irons in the fire right now that I don't feel it's prudent to make resolutions that I know I can't keep. So I'm only going to make a few. And no, I'm not doing that lame one that everyone does about weight loss. I wish I would lose weight, but I'm not going to make that a resolution this time. I've made that resolution probably the last 10 years in a row, and every year I just get a little heavier. So scratch that one. I ain't going to do it. So it was all right. Okay. Did you go anywhere? Did you visit family? Or was it just all right? Okay, let's see. Just got to get my bearings here to make sure that I got everything that needs to be on here. Looks like I did. So let's turn the page on this one. Oh, we got to do some other stuff here. All right. Well, you know, it's been a while since I did a live stream because I've been gone. So let me tell you about my trip to Cincinnati to pick up Mrs. Chip in the car. Went down to Cincinnati Christmas Eve. That's when I flew down there. And getting there was quite the adventure. And I really mean that sincerely. I'll tell you what happened here. I get on the plane, and I'm the only one in my row for a minute. So I was like, okay, cool. That's awesome. And I had an aisle seat. And all of a sudden, and I'm not trying to be mean, this is just really what happened. I had two, calling them plus size is an understatement, women decide that, not decide, but that was their seat next to me. And so I, have no choice but to, let them in. And I did. And they were so large that I was squeezed out of my seat, and I was hanging out in the aisle getting hit all the time, including by the cart that, the food cart, beverage cart. It hit me pretty hard in the shoulder, actually. Hurt. And there was nothing I could do. These girls were just really big. So, and as soon as we sat down and you expect them to close the door on the plane. Well, instead of closing the door, the cockpit door opens, and I see a guy in a pilot's uniform get off the plane. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd, but I don't know if it's the co-pilot, pilot. I don't know. So after about 20 minutes after we were supposed to take off, someone spoke up and said something to one of the airline employees and said, hey, what's going on? Are we delayed? They said, oh, no, we're on time. And it's like, wait a minute, we're 20 minutes late. What do you mean we're on time? No, we're fine. We're on time. So I'm thinking, okay, something's up. And well, another few minutes pass and nothing. We're not taking off. They're not closing the door. Just nothing. And then finally, they made an announcement and they said, well, we lost our pilot. They didn't tell us why. They said we lost our pilot. So that guy getting off the plane, I assume, was the pilot. And they said, but we got some good news for you. In about an hour and 15 minutes, there's another pilot who's supposed to go home for the day. It's supposed to be his last flight. But we've talked to him, and he's agreed to fly you guys out of here, which I was grateful for because, well, I mean, if he didn't do that, I wouldn't have been able to go to my destination. So I appreciate his sacrifice of because, I mean, I'm not sure how he got home to his family or if he has a family. I don't know. But he did that for us, and we got there. And but we were late, obviously, and a lot of people missed their connecting flight. Thank goodness for me. I did not have to worry about that. I bought a nonstop flight to my destination, so all I needed to do was have the pilot drive it, fly us there, and I was good. So got off the plane, met Mrs. Chip, went to the house, met her parents. Well, I've met her parents many times, but on this trip I met them. And the next day for Christmas, we kind of sat around for a little bit, wondering what we were going to do because everything was closed. And I thought it'd be really nice if Mrs. Chip's mom, who's wheelchair bound, could see her 4 grandkids that lived about an hour and something away. So getting Mrs. Chip's mom down the stairs is an accomplishment because the master bedroom is on the second floor. I don't mean the ground floor. I mean the second floor. And getting her a wheelchair bound person down a flight of stairs is interesting to say the least, but we did it. And we got her in the car, and we got to see Mrs. Chip's sister, and she got to see her grandkids, which I thought was special on Christmas. We hung out for a while, got back in the car, we drove back to Cincinnati, and enjoyed the rest of the Christmas together. And Greg says, save money until June when I go on vacation to Mexico with my mom and little sister. Hey, awesome, man. Awesome. What part of Mexico are you thinking about? I know Cancun's a popular destination spot, but it's not the only destination spot in Mexico. And looks like we got our first minifigure here. So let's slap that together. So I think there's more than one bag number 2. Yes, there is. Enzo is in the doghouse right now. Enzo busted his cage. His dog run and got out. And we were only gone overnight, so I'm not happy with that at all. Oh, okay, I know you're talking about. That's on the peninsula there. Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. I've never been. I have been to Mexico, but I've not been to that area of Mexico. The area of Mexico I've been into is the very popular spot of Tijuana. All right, so we have this gal here. She's got a couple drumsticks in her hands. That's awesome, Greg. I hope you guys enjoy your time there together. I personally think family is important. And I wish that I could spend more time with my family. I try to spend as much as I can, but just never seems like it's enough. And, you know, not trying to be morbid, but eventually your family's not going to be around. My family's not going to be around. So spending time with them while you can is very important. Max was very happy to see me. We were only gone a little less than 48 hours, but you know, Max is a very social creature, and he likes all the loving he can get. So us being gone was not a good thing for him. And we had quite the adventure getting to the Lego store. They said between 3 and 9 inches, and I knew we were going to get all 9 of those inches because before we even really got too far, we already got 5 inches already, like within the first little bit. So it was it was interesting because as you cross over from one county to the next, one county will do a great job with snow removal, and then the next one, nope, not at all. So in some areas we were able to drive the posted speed limit, and in others, nope, going about 40, and that's about all you could do safely, which is okay. It's okay. You know, I'd rather lose a few minutes than my life. So you just do what you go as fast as the conditions will let you, no more. And Buddy's doing great. And also, I've been letting Buddy's brother Tux in the house. Tux is a black and white kitty, and he looks like he has a tuxedo on because he's mostly black. But across his chest, he's got a V cut out of white. So he very much looks like he's wearing a tuxedo full time. And he's got a little white mustache across his face. It's real cute. Been letting him in the house because he's been allowing me to pet him, and he's been a little bit less wild. And if he can continue to be friendly, he's welcome in the home. But not full time because, well, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like the litter box patrol. So the less cats I have in the house, the less I got to take care of that. So that's really about as simple and as complicated as it gets right there for me. So yeah, doing the double Mills plate thing, and that's so I can transfer it to from show to show, and also put it in my city. And so I'm really looking forward to putting all this together. I'm also hoping, like I said, to get time to work on that shop and get some insulation in there and run some new electrical through there and all that good stuff. I imagine if the shop doesn't burn down in a couple of years, I probably did the electrical right. Just a joke. I have done wiring before. I'm not worried about it. It's just a matter of mapping it out, doing it properly. And if you make a mistake, it's a matter of going back and ripping it out. I mean, and you shouldn't really make mistakes if you plan it right. So, all right. So let's make sure we got all those pieces. Yes, we do. Oh, okay. Greg sent me a picture of some pieces. And this is to the new car. All right. Let's see. Okay. So I have purposely not watched any videos of this. And that's because, first of all, I don't agree with people's criticisms of sets. People have their reasons for having criticism. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I normally don't agree with the critics. I want to form my own opinion, and I don't want to be polluted or influenced in any sort of way. So as a result, I will not watch any reviews before I have a chance to build it and look at it myself. And then I'll watch other people's and see if I agree with them or not and why. I went to Golden Corral with my dad and grandma. Hey, awesome, man. You know, my son Spencer, which I know you guys have not met, he's almost 19. He'll be 19 next month. He loves Golden Corral. In fact, Jay and I talked about stopping at Golden Corral because there was one, Mrs. Chip. Sorry, I called her Jenny. That is a real name, but I tend to call her Miss Chip on here. But anyway, we almost stopped at a Golden Corral, and we talked about how Spencer really liked that place because Mrs. Chip wanted to go to good old Barnes and Nobles, and we did that number. And Barnes and Nobles is a pretty interesting store. I like it, and it is moving along, Miss Chip. Thank you. I appreciate your support, Mrs. Chip. Mrs. Chip is a good team player most of the time, and I say most of the time only because none of us are perfect, including myself. But she's a decent companion to have for the last 20-something years, I gotta say. Yeah, it's moving along all right. Jamming pieces in places it doesn't belong. Let's see. Actually, Mrs. Chip and I really didn't have to go out to eat too much over the last couple of days, even though we've been gone, because we had dinner at my friend Jim's, and then we had. Let's see. Well, we did have breakfast on the road. Yeah, we did stop for breakfast. But lunch, we stopped by my dad's house, and my dad fed us. So yeah, we didn't have to buy a whole lot of food on the road this time. Which, trust me, my body, it's loving that part because I don't do too well when I eat on the road because I tend to eat sloppy food that's nasty and probably not fit for human consumption. But I end up intaking that anyway. So but I figured out during this trip, I don't have a dog. I've got a bear. Because that dog pushed and pushed and pushed on the chain link for his dog run until he made a hole big enough for him to fit through. So, what is that noise? I'm hearing some noise out there. I think one of my neighbors might be plowing out there with his tractor because we had all that snow. Anyway, sorry. No, distractions. I'm easily distracted, that's for sure. Is Five Guys any good? I like Five Guys, Greg. I will say stay away from their fries. I don't think their fries are a decent deal because last time I went, they were about $5 for fries, and they give you so many fries. You as one person, that's a meal. And their hamburgers are usually really big. They are messy. They fall apart, but they're great. They taste good. They're cooked right. So my advice is if you're going with somebody and you really want the fries, split it with them. Don't get your own fries. There's enough for two. And I always do everything on them. And I think they're a great deal, actually. Now I know you're a fan of Whataburger, and we don't have Whataburger out here, so I have no idea what they're like. Tell me, would you recommend Whataburger and why? Yeah, we were fed well by friends and family. And I think my dad, not think. I know that my dad enjoys our visits. And got to see my mom too. She had quite the bout with COVID, and I was really worried about her there for a while. But then my mom's been slowly taking herself off the oxygen. And so she still wears it, but not as much. So, oh, and here is, I think, what you were talking about, Greg. A new, like, wheel hub piece. And this is supposed to be, I don't know what it's supposed to be. Maybe this is supposed to be, yeah, an oven. Sorry. Those brick-fired ovens, I guess. Whataburger and Chick-fil-A is my go-to. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. I'm a fan of Chick-fil-A as well. My problem right now is that the closest Chick-fil-A, which is not that close, it's about 50 minutes away. It is closed for remodeling right now. So I couldn't even go to a Chick-fil-A right now if I want to. But I'm glad they're remodeling it. There's got to be a reason why they want to. I'm not sure what that reason is, but I guess I'll see when they reopen up that why. Ooh, I did not do that right. Let's back that off. Yeah, so I think this Jazz Studio, I think it's going to do all right. Whataburger is pretty good Texas favorite. McDonald's is a gross fest for real Texans. I don't like McDonald's. So we're on the same page there. Anymore, I only go to McDonald's for their breakfast, and it's not that often. In fact, in the town that I live in, we don't even have a McDonald's, so it's not even an option for me anymore. I really have to literally go out of my way to get it, and I'm not going to. Well, that noise I was hearing, I thought it was plowing. It's actually not. It's air coming through the window. The wind's picked up quite a bit out there, which I have not looked at the forecast since I've been home because we just got home maybe about 15 minutes before I started this. But I'm going to check the weather here and see what's going to happen here because, excuse me, I'm not sure where that came from. Should be nice and interesting. And around here, it does get colder than Salt Lake and all that, the areas around us. And that's just because of our geography of our area. So whenever they get snow, we usually get more snow. And when it gets cold there, it gets about 10 to 15 degrees, more closer to 10 most of the time, degrees cooler than the surrounding areas. So it's just something you deal with when you live here. All right, let's see. Ooh, looks like I missed a piece. Is there a piece back there? Yes, I did miss a piece. Okay. I only go to McDonald's for their hot cakes and their fountain drinks. You know what? Yeah, I agree. Their breakfast is okay. It ain't the best, but it ain't the worst. The worst is a certain kind of brat in Germany. I know, stupid joke. All right, so some sort of thing going on back here. All right, I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be, but here it is. The wood-fired pizza oven is heated up and ready to use. You can find extra wood behind. Oh, that's what it is. It's supposed to be wood back here. Okay. All right, well. Silly me. I didn't get it. If they wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have gotten it. And I know that I've been delayed many times because different circumstances, but I am very excited to work on the shop and to actually have the money to buy the stuff. First of all, I mean that's been a challenge. And then now that I have it, I'll have to find the time to build it up and put new electrical in and all that good stuff. I look forward to that because that means I can start my live streams out there and all that good stuff. And I've contacted my internet company a couple different times about throwing nano antennas to get a strong internet signal out there, and they just keep putting me off and ignoring me. So while I was at Christmas at Mrs. Chip's sister's house, I was talking to her husband, my brother-in-law, and he was telling me about Wi-Fi bridges, as they call it. And I looked them up on Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive, and they're supposed to be able to extend your Wi-Fi pretty far. And so that's what I plan on doing. I'd like to, if my company that I have my internet through doesn't want to help me do that, then that's what I'm going to do. And as far as the roofer is concerned, no, I have not found a better roofer. I talked to my real estate agent that helped me buy this house, and he says, well, I recommend this guy. So I called him and left him a message. He hasn't called back, but then again, it is the holidays. So I will try him again this week because I need to get the roof done. I've got three leaks in it now, so it's only getting better. And I'm being sarcastic, but you know, I don't know. I have done some roofing before, but with the issues that I have, health problems, I'm not comfortable getting on that roof, especially with these high winds that we have here and how steep the pitch of the roof is too is another downer for me. I'll pay somebody to do it. Someone who's got more experience than I. So yeah, hopefully I can get them out here. He did give me the name of another company that comes out here. I have not called them yet because I prefer to use local families, local family-owned businesses, and that's just because I like to support them. And that's why I called first. But if they do not get back to me, I'm going to use the corporate guys and give them the money because I need it done at the end of the day. So working on it, Greg, I guess would be the right answer. Oh, shoot. What did I do that for? All right, well, let me stop thinking I know what they're going to do next. Oh, that's what I did. Yeah, I see what I did. At least your Lego squeaky clean. Yeah, I guess so. That is a plus side, isn't it? All right, next we got to build a little stand for the saxophone. And if this looks familiar, this is because in the assembly square, which was the 10th one they did of this, they built a stand very similar to this for the saxophone in there. All right, so now we can put this bad boy on there. And that's what we got. We've got a little some things going on there, and let's make sure that we have all the pieces down because I don't want to miss anything. I've got a few pieces that are extra that are not normally extra, so I'm a little concerned. Make sure I didn't just leave something out. Doesn't look like I did leave anything out. Ooh, oh yeah, I did right here. Okay. Okay, well, let me gather these extra pieces. Let's move on to bag number 3. Looks like we're going to start off with a new minifigure. So I will. I am planning on doing a live stream tomorrow. I hope that I will be able to do one tomorrow. I have a physical therapy appointment, but it's earlier in the day, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to come up here and do another live stream. But because I'm not 100% sure that I can, I will not schedule it. It'll just either it'll be here or it won't. And all my physical therapy appointments are a little over 30 minutes away each direction. So, yeah, it's kind of difficult with that. But at least I can get the physical therapy I need. That's on the plus side. And Greg says, I wish there was a Lego shop app. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think you're right. I think you have to do the full website, and then hopefully yeah. It looks like we're building a cholo here, which I didn't realize that you could carry one on your back like that, but why not? Sorry, guys. Getting a little tired. It's been a long day. I got up early this morning because even though I'm off, I just used to getting up early. And no one else was awake at my friend's house, not even Jenny or not even Mrs. Chip. So I just kind of laid in bed waiting for everyone to kind of wake up before I got up because I didn't want to make noise and wake anybody up prematurely. Let them sleep in, right? It's a holiday. But as a result, I've been up and I'm tired. All right. So this is what it looks like before I go putting it on. All right, so here's the guy here. And then we had the chef as well. Like to know, you would love to know how to play the cello. Well, yeah, that would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? I played a instrument in started off in elementary school. Went all the way to high school. I played the baritone, which is basically, it kind of looks like a tuba, but instead of the horn going straight or going out, it goes straight up. And it's a heavy instrument. Probably where my back problem started, but I'm just kidding. I don't know that. I'm just joking around. Oh shoot, I messed that up. Oh, of course not. Of course not. Okay, fine. You can stay there. And I do like music that has original instruments in it. Like Billy Joel's Not on My Time. It's got a saxophone in there. In the very beginning, the really long intro. Not the radio version of the song, because the radio version doesn't have a long intro. But if you watch it on YouTube, it'll have it's like a minute and a half intro before it gets to the part of the song that you heard on the radio. And yes, that is an old song that does age me, but I think it ages me well. Okay, well, I'm not finding the bottle. So let me check the bags. Yep, I found it on the floor. So it's clear, so I didn't see it in the bag, but there it is. How's my neck? I wished I had better news, Greg, but physical therapy doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot for it. In fact, pretty much nothing. So it's really looking more and more like surgery is going to be necessary. So, but I'll take that as it comes, and if it comes down to that, I'll have to make the arrangements to have the surgery, yeah, we'll just have to go from there. But I do appreciate you asking. I wish I had better news, and I wish I could tell you physical therapy is providing the pain relief I'd like, but it's not. So, and to explain that, Greg, I it's been before Mrs. Chip was in the military, and she's been in a little over 15 years. I had surgery on that that disc before because it was herniated out, and they wanted to do fusion. I did not, and so I said no. Do the discectomy, which is where they cut back the part of the disc that's herniated, and a lot of times the disc is thinner, but it doesn't cause further problems for years. Well, I got many years out of it, over 15, and finally that disc herniated out, and I think I'm going by how I feel. I feel like maybe the rest of the disc is pretty much gone, and so now all these years later they do the disc replacement, and I've already had that done to the disc below it, and it was a major success. So I'm hoping that if things go that way, that can do that instead of a fusion, because I don't want to do a fusion. So a little bit of good news there that might be possible to do rather than doing the fusion, because the fusion you actually lose some mobility in your neck, and I'm not a fan of that at all. It's the reason I didn't want it the first time. So, but I'd say this is coming along really nice. I mean, this is a great set so far. And my friend Jim, even though we were talking today, and he was saying that he's seen a lot of reviews online, and a lot of the reviews were not positive about this set. And but like I said, I choose not to listen to individual reviews until after I built it. So I don't know what was said. I just know a lot of the reviews have not been positive about this set. And I kind of don't really care. I'm going to build it, and I'll decide for myself whether I like it or not and why I do or don't. And I will share my thoughts with you after this is built 100%. And I like the little pizzeria. I think I'm liking the pizzeria so far. Little brick-fired oven is cool. I actually knew a guy who did different breads. He had a brick-fired oven in his backyard, and he sold it. And that was when I lived in Layton. He was also in Layton, and I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, brick fire does have a unique taste to it. Of course, you got to secure your pieces, not throw them around. Let's do this. The hot dog. That's been one of my favorite pieces since it come out, especially the hot dog bun. And as you see, the dark oranges here, and that's the main piece for my main color for my Grand Lion Hotel, which I will be resuming that as soon as I get the shop to a place where I'm more comfortable being in there temperature-wise. Okay. So I'm starting to see, obviously there's stairs here. Um, Starting to see how this is going to shape up a little bit. I have to admit, I like it. And I know I'm saving my actual full judgment to the end, but I'm seeing some positive signs here of a good building here. And I do like the stage. I do like it, and then the little intimate setting here with the tables close to it, just like a real jazz club thing. Yes, I have been to a few. In real life, yes, I have. What movie am I looking forward to this year? I have to admit, I haven't paid attention to. It's a good question, but I haven't paid attention to anything going on there as far as movies are concerned. And that's not like me. I used to be in the movies a lot more, but with the move this last year and the new responsibilities that I find with buying a house that needs a lot of work, just haven't had the time. What movies are you looking forward to? I know you said you liked Avatar. You watched that. You saw that one last week. Well, okay. Take that back. There is one preview I saw, and I think it's this year, and that's the Transformer movie that's coming out, the eighth one. I think that would be interesting. I've heard that and I don't know how true it is, but I heard that they did it because fans wanted them to do it. So that should be an interesting one. Of course, they did the Dinobots, which is a different theme, but it was supposed to be prehistoric. And I like I can't remember the name of that one. The Transformer Age of Extinction, was it? That was a good one. And Transformers is a movie that I enjoy altogether because I enjoyed Transformers as a kid. I used to watch the cartoons. Yes, they did change the storylines for the movie, but still the same characters, most of them at least. And also because my son, Spencer, he's my youngest, he was really into Transformers. In fact, I took him to see Transformers, the first one, when he was 3. And it started off as a disaster watching the movie because he was being really restless. But then every time there was a fight scene, my son sat down and watched it intently. And by the end of the movie, he was watching it very intently and was not causing any more trouble. So, and he's watched all the other Transformers and really liked them. So, Oppenheimer, Transformers Fast X. Okay. All right. And Oppenheimer, he was the scientist that was in real life part of creating the nuclear bomb, if I remember right. Is that the same Oppenheimer this story's about? And Fast and Furious, yeah. Yet another movie in that franchise. It's been a good franchise, though. Isn't that movie like number 11 or something? Or 10? X would be 10. Oh, I answered my own question. Never mind. Skip that dumb question. All right. Keep this going. Let's see. Oh, missing some pieces. Let's throw them on there. Okay. Yeah, the story of the atomic bomb is, unfortunately, it was used to kill many people, but um, the story of how it was created is an interesting one. And because I love World War II, I've read a lot about it. And anyway, I'm not going to give anything up, but I found the true story interesting. Now, it'll be interesting to see how Hollywood portrays that message. So, and like I said, I'll just leave everything to the story, but yeah, I'll just leave it there. I'm about ready to say something, but I don't want to ruin it, so I won't ruin it. I just won't. All right, so let's see. Let's throw this on there. Take Aussie to see Barbie. She would really like that. That little girl, I love her. She's an absolute handful and sassy as ever. She is definitely her mother's child, let me tell you. And actually, I don't even know the next time I'm going to see Aussie at this point. But I better make plans, because if I don't, the year's going to slip away from me and I won't see her. And it's going to be harder to see her here coming soon, because she starts kindergarten this coming September. And after that, I have to work around her school schedule, which will be different for me because I've never had to work around it before. I've just been able to go see her whenever I wanted to see her. But my little angel's going to get a little bit of responsibility coming up here soon in the way of schooling. God, these kids grow up so fast. Let me tell you, I can't believe she's already that age to start school. Of course, in my family, there was a couple of grandkids that were born, and I don't mean my grandkids, I mean my parents' grandkids that were born that same year. I think there was 5 of them. My parents had like, I don't know, 18, 19 grandkids. I come from a large family, as you can tell. Scream 6. Oh boy. I didn't know they were coming out with yet another Scream movie, but hey, you know what? If it makes them money, if people like it, why not? Oh, and also, I threw up my back while I was out, and that was fun. Not really. So when I see the physical therapist tomorrow, I'm going to ask him about some back stretching exercises, because like an idiot, I hurt my neck, and now I'm hurting my back too. So anyway, hopefully, like I said, I can do a live stream tomorrow night, and I really hope to be able to do that, and we'll see how that goes. And I really am trying to finish this before the show this weekend. There's that show down at Thanksgiving Point this weekend, and I'm going to be there, and I want to display this, so I got to get it done before then. So, all right, guys, here it is. Here is bags 1 through 3. And as you can see, we've got the stage with some drums, saxophone. We've got 3 tables set up. I like how the stage is in the corner there, kitty corner. It's awesome. Got a little bathroom here underneath the stairs. It's a very simple bathroom, but hey, how fancy does the bathroom have to be, right? And then we got the little pizzeria here. And the pizzeria is open to the jazz club here. So it looks like two separate buildings on the outside, but there's actually a connection here. So that's pretty cool. We got the brick fired oven, as I mentioned a couple times. We got some little bit of ingredients here, a finished pizza, and it looks like pizza dough just sitting there, about to be ready to be thrown in the oven. And we've got several more bags, but like I said, hopefully tomorrow we'll get that done, get some more done. And I appreciate you guys, joining me tonight. Hit the like button if you would, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment below, and we'll turn on all notifications. That way you know when I put out a video or do a live stream. All right, guys, appreciate it. Have a good night. Be good to each other and stay safe out there. Catch you on the next one.